Hello everyone, my name is Rahul Prajapati. Welcome back to Salesforce Helping Hand channel. So in this today's video, we are going to discuss some important LWC interview question and answer because in last couple of times I'm not able to record some videos and I'm getting so many requests from the LinkedIn, from the Facebook, Instagram. So couple of students and the working professional who want to join the job. Who want to change the job, sorry. So they are asking just record some video onto the LWC component. So guys, let me share my screen. I'll be going to give you some on this. Okay, hope everyone can see my screen. So, guys, in this video, I'm going to give you the questions, and in the chat, in the description, I'll give you the answer with the question. Okay. So let's understand the question one by one. So now the question first is you need to create. So basically, they ask me in interview, you need to create the dynamic form in the LWC component, right? So you need to create a dynamic form with the input fields that change based on the user selection. Okay. So they actually just want to check how can I write the logic in LWC, because as you know, right now LWC in lot of demand and we are doing all the UI part in the LWC component, right? Either it is in each and every cloud we are doing on the LWC component. So they are just asking like how would you implement this in LWC component. So that was the first question. Now guys, come to the second question. Suppose I have a scenario in which I have two LWC component A and component B. Now the question is component A is the parent of component B and component B is a child. How can we send the data from component A to component B? So that means here what interviewer basically want to ask is they want to check how we can send the data from parent component to child component. Okay, answer I will give you later on the chat because I need to prepare the answer. Okay, no problem about it. The third question, guys, what is the promise function of LWC? You have also read about the promise in your JavaScript learning. So if you are not, so just go ahead and clear your concept, guys. Okay, that is very important. So this promise and async await is very, very important nowadays in the JavaScript and LWC component. Okay. So the fourth question is what is the async await? Why we need this concept in LWC component? Okay. Once you will be go through this basic topics in LWC component and you will be able to understand, then actually you realized in some of your components while you are implementing or you are just having you are writing some code, then you will be able to understand why we need this async await and this promise in LWC component. Actually, what happened now? So anyone can write the code, but when code goes to review to architect or either lead, so they will give you some suggestion. So on the basis of that suggestion, or might be earlier they can ask you, okay, so this is a requirement and we want to implement like this. Okay, so on the basis of that, you have to be you have to be make your approach ready. So in this way, I can implement it. Okay. Now the fifth question is what are the lazy loading in Salesforce? Again, guys, this is very important concept. You should go through it and at least you should understand how we can write the logic of this, how we can write the syntax. Basically, might be they will ask you, but you should aware actually about the syntax, how we can write the lazy loading in Salesforce. Question number six is what is the difference between for each and the map in LWC? This is very basic concept again, but you should go through it because anyways if you are going through this concept, so that's not giving you any harm, but it will be useful for you. I hope like everyone is know that, but again they can ask you anything. LWC is correlated to the JavaScript, and they can ask you some JavaScript question as well, so that's not out because that JavaScript concept we are using in LWC. Okay. Now the next question is what is the event bubbling and event capturing in LWC and how can you be implemented it? They can ask you again. Okay. Eighth question is if I need to call a screen flow from the LWC component. Sorry, this is my typing mistake here. LWC component, that what configurations are required? So the meaning of this question is, let's say you have one LWC component and you have one screen flow, right? And you want to call that screen flow from the your LWC component. In that case, what are the configuration you need to make, or you, let's say, what are the code and syntax you need to implement to make this calling possible. So just go through it. I'll be giving you answer, no worries about that, but just understand, guys. Let's say if I giving you answer, you can just many interviewer are doing, I mean many people are doing, they are just recording a video with the answer. So that's what I'm giving you this opportunity. Try to explore, like how can you explore this. If you are not able to that, able to not do that, anyways, I'm uploading the answer as well in the later videos. Okay. Next question is, can you explain the difference between wire and imperative apex call in LWC? This is general question actually, but they maybe ask you, so you should aware about it. Sometimes you know what happened, we know how the implementation is done, but whenever interviewer asks, so our mind is not work at that time, and we think like how what we can do. So just be prepared for this basic question as well. Don't think like, and don't be overconfident. Okay, I know these basic questions, and I should not be prepared for it. Okay. So now the next question is, what happen if you modify the value of track property in LWC? What happen? What what are you getting any error, or you will be get some problem? What happen? Okay, just needs to check this. What is the lightning message service and when would you use it? Again, what is the lightning message LMS, lightning message service, obviously, and the main question is, when would you use it? What are the stages and what are the requirement? Because basically they want to understand what is the logic where you are going to write it, and what is the requirement. So you will be able to understand if you know the requirement, and you can implement the lightning message service there, then you will be fine with it. Okay. Now the next question is question number 12. What is the significance of the connected callback life cycle hook in LWC? So I mean life cycle hook is nothing, but it's very very important topic in terms of LWC component, and I hope everyone whoever faced the Salesforce developer interview or LWC core LWC interview, so that questions definitely will come from the life cycle hook, guys. Okay. Now that comes to the question number 13. What are the best practice for optimizing the performance of LWC component? Might be you can write the LWC component, and everyone can write the LWC component. That's not a big deal because nowadays Google, ChatGPT and all. But the main and important thing is how you are optimizing your LWC component, right? And what are the best practices you are following to writing the LWC component? Because it will show a different impact when someone see your code, and they will be really able to understand like exactly you write the code. So again, optimization term is something like your code should be less and it should have cover the more feature, right? It's known like for the two features, and there are some similarities in the features, and but you are writing lines of code again and again. So optimization means something you should be minimize your lines of code as per the requirement. Now guys, question number 14 is, please write the code need to show all the related opportunity to account on the layout. So what exactly the requirement is? So using the LWC component, they want to check, let's say there are one account, and that one account has the, let's say 10 opportunities. So they want to show all 10 opportunities on the layout on the account. Okay. So this is they wants to do using the LWC component. Might be you have so many confusion, but try to understand like they just view purpose. Let's say you can say we'll be click on button, will be click, no, that's nothing. Just try to implement how you can show the related record. This is again very easy, but you should be make sure, I mean you will be able to write or not code on the interview. Okay. Now question number is 15. What are the deep copy and shallow copy of the object? Okay, what are the deep copy and shallow copy of object? Now comes to the question number 16. What does reduce function do? Okay, what is the use of reduce function in Salesforce LWC component? Now the seven, I mean guys, these questions are looking very small, but I mean if your concept is not clear, that again will be painful thing for you. So just make sure you should be aware like why. They can also ask you some counter question. If you give the answer like why do we use super keyword in LWC, you are able to give the answer, but the thing is they can ask you some counter questions. So your concept should be very clear, and same time they can give you some scenario. Okay, this is the code, and how we can use super keyword here, and if we are using super keyword, what are the actually, let's say there are two components they have given you, so some kind of that scenarios they will ask you in the interview. Now the next question is question number 18 is how do you handle two-way data binding in LWC? So meaning is we have the one UI page, we have one JavaScript. So from JavaScript to UI and UI to JavaScript. So this is the data binding, guys. Okay. So when data is communicating from JavaScript to we can say HTML page and HTML page to JavaScript page. Okay. So how it will be binding? So that's what you have to be give the answer for this question. You can try to give the answer, guys, in the chat. I'm pasting these all questions in the chat. Later on, I'll be pasting the answer as well. Okay. How do you handle state management in LWC, especially when components need to share data? How do you handle management in LWC, especially when components need to share data? Okay. What are the difference between slot and lightning button slot? Okay, so these questions may be and again slot is very important, guys, so just make sure you should be able to understand what are the slots and what are the concept of slots. Okay, now comes to the question number 21. What is a lighting data service? This is again very favorite question out of the LWC developer, and how it's different from Apex in terms of data handling, so I hope like everyone is aware lighting data service. So, like it's something, we have the Apex class. What Apex class do is basically fetch the data from, server, and they have, some DML operations, they have some queries, and then it's commit back to the server, right? So that's are the use of Apex class. So same way, we also have this lighting data service, which is use some kind of similarities are there. Okay. Now, question number 22 is, guys, how do you handle security in LWC to prevent exposing the sensitive data? How do you handle security in LWC to prevent the exposing sensitive data? Okay. Question number 13 is, how do you handle large data set in efficient in LWC, especially when rendering multiple record? Question number 24, explain how to create reusable model component in LWC. Okay, so this is comes again. Now, last but not the least, because we have a couple of more videos I'm going to record for you guys. So the question number 25 is, how does event delegation work in LWC and when should you use it? Okay. How does event delegation work in LWC and when should you use it? So stay tuned to the Salesforce Helping Hand channel. Many videos are coming, and no worries. I'll giving you the answer in the tomorrow, I think day after tomorrow. I'm not getting a time, but I have to prepare this sheet and I'll share in the chat. So easily you guys can be, related, and you will be able to, prepare well. Okay. So stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, right? So if you really like this content, and many contents is coming, and for your information, I'm going to start from tomorrow onwards one Salesforce developer and admin training free of cost. If some students, like if you do know someone, so they wants to be, participate in the same training, they can just register and they will be able to get the training link. Okay. So stay tuned to the Salesforce Helping Hand channel. Stay tuned. Bye. Take care.